The Braves fall to the Dodgers in Game 6 of the NLCS. Now they have just one more shot at making it to the World Series. Team coverage is next. State Representative Billy Mitchell says using an absentee ballot drop box, Georgia currently has more than 7 million active voters, but that number is constantly changing. Fans will not be in these seats this Sunday when the Falcons return to the field, but we do now have a clearer picture of just how many provisional ballots are out there.
Fox 5's Claire Sims spoke exclusively with the director of the Atlanta field office. She joins us live now with the latest. Claire?
Yeah, good evening, Courtney. ICE officers arrested 77 people during this operation. The other factor that could impact results here in Georgia tonight is the increased volume of absentee by mail ballots. The Secretary of State's office has its own investigators and monitors who are on site in some of these counties as these ballots are being processed.
Fox 5's Claire Sims joins us live now near the old Turner Field. And Claire, this is a clear sign of just how close the Democrats think this election really is in our state.
Yeah, President Obama told the crowd here outside Center Park Stadium today. Now, the NLCS will start Monday in Arlington, Texas, and there will be a limited number of tickets available for fans, though they are already on the secondary market. And I just checked in the last half hour, the cheapest ticket you can get is over $300. Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Claire Sims, a reporter with Fox 5 Atlanta.
Right now, we want to go out to our sister station, Fox 5 in Atlanta. Right now, we have Claire Sims with us. Welcome, Claire. And what are you seeing across the board here today?
Good evening, Mike. Things in Georgia have been really interesting. We've had a huge turnout even before Election Day.
In a matter of days, the polls will officially close. The ballot counting then begins, and we'll wait to see who will be declared the winner of the 2020 U.S. presidential elections. My guest for this segment of the show tonight is an Emmy Award-winning multimedia journalist for Fox News in Atlanta. She has been following the U.S. presidential debates for quite some time and has distinguished herself as a journalist extraordinaire with years of experience and numerous awards for her excellent reporting. Claire Sims, welcome to On the Record. I wish I could personally welcome you to the Bahamas, but at some point we hope to do that.
Hopefully sometime soon things will get a little bit back to normal and I can make the trip.
We'll be looking forward to it. So, Claire, let's dive right in.
Well, right now, counties all over the state of Georgia are busy recruiting and training poll workers ahead of November election.
There is a lot to learn with new voting machines and new COVID-19 precautions in place, especially after so many experienced poll workers took a step back this year because of concerns over the pandemic.
Well, in this week's installment of Inside the Vote, Fox 5's Claire Sims explains who can serve as a poll worker and what it takes.
Raise your hand if you are serving as a clerk this election.
Across the state, tens of thousands of people have raised their hands to serve their communities as poll workers.
I wanted to be part of the process as opposed to just casting a ballot.
Corey Haynes signed up for the first time for the August runoff and was one of the nearly 24 people in this training session as Fulton County prepares poll workers for the upcoming election.
If you would like to work any of the other 3 days, please let your regional coordinator or your managers know so that you can be assigned.
Elections officials say recruiting poll workers is always tough, but this year proved exceptionally difficult as many longtime poll workers dropped out, concerned about exposure to the coronavirus.
I've been doing this for 20 years. I've never been through anything like that. I mean, where you're just losing polling places and poll workers by the day. You can't get people to work early voting.
But Fulton County Elections Director Richard Barron says the problems that caused at the polls during June's primary have inspired more people to get involved.
One of the silver linings from June is that we have more than enough people that are willing to step in and work.
Barron says with the help of the Secretary of State's office, political parties, and organizations like the ACLU, more than 6,500 people have now applied to be poll workers in Fulton County this year. They will only need about 2,900 for the November election, though other counties are still actively recruiting. You can sign up at securevotega.com or on your county's elections website. In order to be a poll worker in Georgia, you must be at least 16 years old and able to read, write, and speak English. You can only apply to work in an election in the county where you live, though county employees are also eligible.
So every hour on the hour, sanitize.
Once selected, poll workers must complete detailed training to learn about election procedures, how to set up a polling place, and common problems. Training lasts anywhere from 4 hours to 9 or more, depending on the position and level of responsibility. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger says that training is critical so that poll workers know what to do if a voter has moved or if a voting machine won't boot up.
The more that they're trained, they're just able to handle those kind of situations. It's the same reason that they practice in football. And that's why they have all those scrimmages and practices. They only play 1 game a week, but they practice the other 5 days.
And on game day, poll workers must be willing to put in a lot of hours. Election day shifts begin at 6 a.m. and last until the last voter casts her ballot. But Haynes says all the training and long hours are worth it.
It feels similar to almost something like Habitat for Humanity, where what you do, you actually see the benefit immediately, as opposed to having this disconnect between what it is you do and the person you benefit. So something like this is something I want to do every election.
Director Barron says the number of people requesting absentee ballots this year has really changed the landscape for poll workers. They now have to know how to cancel those ballots if someone shows up here to a precinct and wants to vote. They ask anyone who wants to sign up to be a poll worker to do so as soon as possible.
Claire, thank you. Now, poll workers are not the only shortage because of COVID-19. Many counties lost polling places as well. And next week on Inside the Vote, we'll show you how to find out whether your polling location has changed.
A Buckhead salon now has a new way to address clients' fears over COVID-19. Steve Hightower Hair Salon and Day Spa now offers trims outside.
And as Fox 5's Claire Sims reports, the owner hopes it will keep customers coming back even with cases on the rise.
From masks to social distancing, getting a haircut looks a little different these days.
We're sanitizing between each client, keeping the distance to keep.
But at Steve Hightower Hair Salon and Day Spa in Buckhead, things look very different.
So when COVID hit and everybody started talking about curbside service and doing everything outside, I just had the idea of why don't I come outside, fix up the old deck and make it a space for the clients that want to come outside.
Hightower repurposed this patio and added 3 new outdoor stations for his clients and staff. He painted and hung these giant canvases to dress up the space and has fans and a shade to keep everyone cool and comfortable.
Today I have already done 3 people outside. This afternoon I have 2 more that request. I just said when you make your appointment, request outside.
A client for 25 years, Margaret Gunn got her first outdoor cut Tuesday.
It feels relaxing.
And says she appreciates the salon going above and beyond to protect people.
I think anytime we can be outside, obviously it's safer if we can be outside, and I think it's great that, Steve has made this space available.
Hightower says he and other small business owners are concerned that the recent surge in cases could lead to another shutdown, but he hopes solutions like this one will help them keep their doors open, even outdoors.
That really would be devastating to a lot of businesses, not just hair salons, but a lot of businesses. So I feel that we could go and say, look, we're doing some hair outside, can we?
But in the meantime, he says having this outdoor option is just one more way to earn and keep his clients' trust in a difficult time.
Hightower says he now plans to keep this space open for his clients year-round. In Atlanta, Claire Sims, Fox 5 News.